neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. AJ, A-Dub, Marco, and Stretch. Keeping it forthright, vulnerable, and... Welcome back. I know y'all sick of me singing that song, and it's because I don't even know Nas catalog like that. But welcome back to another episode of Informilly.
Keep saying it's Nas.
I know. I know it's Mason. It's just always funny to say Nas instead of Mason. Welcome back to another episode of the Informilly Honest Podcast. Four brothers from the middle neighborhood of Gary, Indiana, coming to you talk about this motherfucking thing called life. Am I going in and out again?
No, you good.
Okay, great.
No, you blasting off,
You
son.
in.
Blasting off.
No matter where we go, no matter what we talk about, no matter what subjects we cover, we're going to keep it forthright, vulnerable, and most of the goddamn more, we're going to keep it motherfucking honest. Fellas, happy September 1st. How are you?
Pretty good. Ain't a damn thing changed. Still trying to maintain. Hang in there.
Before we get this popped off, I know we ain't talked about music in a while. I gotta give a shout out to something that I'm like, man, that shit hot. This new Doechii album is very goddamn good.
I have heard.
If you have not listened to it, that girl is talented.
Somebody alligator.
It's like alligator therapy or something. Alligator bites never heal.
Yeah, the cover is hard. That's all I know about it.
It's her holding a white alligator, albino alligator,
Okay.
And it's because she's from Florida.
Okay.
But yeah, that young lady is talented. And by all means, everybody out there, go stream that album. It is very, very good.
Hey, really quick, since we're on that topic, has anybody listened to the Childish Gambino album? I need to, but I just found out it. Or it's been out. I guess.
The Bando Stone one.
Yeah.
I have. I'm not the biggest fan of it. That Cody LeRae, that song, excellent, love it. But all in all, it's high. It's not great, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for that Big Sean too.
Yeah, there's a bunch I gotta catch up on.
I don't know if you saw your guy Charity producing one of the tracks on the new Big Sean album.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah, I wonder how he made that connect. That's cool.
I mean, he's been in Atlanta for I think Atlanta for a little bit. He's in Atlanta or LA. But he's been out there for a little while. LA, okay.
Yeah.
He's been out there for a while in his like camp trying to infiltrate the system.
That's what's up. I'm definitely. I'm more excited to check it out. I've always been a fan of Big Sean, but just like as he's matured, like I've just been a fan of him as a person too, man.
Word.
Shout out Big Sean. Let me just be clear. I've never met him, y'all.
Any other music suggestions?
I'm trying to think of.
Hey, actually, I was thinking of Adam today. It was like I should have just stopped there.
I was thinking that.
I saw. No, it's funny, bro, because that shit is just as funny as it would have been when I was like 11 or 12. You know what I mean? Why is it still so funny, dude? I saw that Krungbin, I think. How do you pronounce it properly?
That's right.
Krungbin did a song on that.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino album. Yeah, that's kind of what made me like think like, oh shit, I saw it somewhere and I was like, fuck, he got a new album. I didn't even know. It made me look it up.
Yeah, it's basically a Krungbin song. Ultimately, it's like.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to listen to it, like this is Krungbin, 100%.
Yeah. Is he just singing on it or something?
Yeah, but even the singing, it sounds like it would be them, like on their own track or something.
On their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the song is for that like psychological thriller that he let out.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
A new movie that's either coming out or came out, and the album is for that. It's almost like a soundtrack for that.
Got you. Well, that's so cool that when you can do your own soundtrack. That's like extra special to me, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One more, got shout out to my homegirl Tasha and her album Love's Changing that just hit the airwaves. I don't know if y'all watch that show Subway Takes. Mm-hmm. Not a show, but it's like a TikTok, Instagram situation. It's a dude and he tags MTA cars on New York subways with microphones and talks to like artists, comedians, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, hey, what's your take? And they say their take and then they debate over it for like 60 seconds. And she was on there. She was like, it's better to fuck your friends than strangers.
I'm gonna need a couple people to check that out for me. You know what I mean? on my behalf, man, with me in mind, because I can see that.
I mean, you know, here's Josh's education corner. Apparently that the way she was describing it's like it's better to like play the long game of like flirting and the more relationship you have with a person, the better sex is going to be anyway than fucking stranger. And I was like, oh, the technical term for the
a relationship?
Pretty much. But without like the, you know, like, oh, we're trying to build a thing situation. The term for this is called demisexual, where you're like getting to, you can't fuck a person unless you have some kind of established relationship already.
Of course they came up with the term.
Oh, it's a term for it. Yeah.
I've heard that word, but I didn't know what it meant. So now I know.
And that's Josh's education corner. All right, so all right, let's hop into these subjects. We talking time travel, we talking future, talking to your past self, or dealing with your present because your future told you some shit that was gonna go down. So first question was inspired by the show Supercell, British show based on supernatural. Some niggas get powers and still have to deal with nigga shit. I'm only
Brethren.
I know we're not talking about the show, but I wanted to express a few thoughts about the show. I know y'all have finished it. I'm only 3-4 episodes in, and Grant's only like 6. But one, I have to watch the shit with captions because I don't know what these niggas are saying most of the time. Especially the Mandim, the road boys. All 7 of these niggas got different accents.
They do.
And ain't none of them coherent. I don't know how they know what the fuck each other is saying. And they're all somehow speaking English. Crazy to me. As a person who loves supernatural superhero shit, I feel like they could have gave them less stereotypical ass powers, and the show would be a lot more interesting. You know, flight, super strength, telekinesis. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Misfit. I'm a big Misfits fan, and I'm like, Misfits. The whole point was like your powers is based on your insecurity. Like a girl who's afraid of people treating her like a hoe. If you touch her, you're gonna want to, you know, do horrible, disgusting things to her. Dude who's like scared of his past, he can and he really wants to change it, he can time travel. Dude who has insecurities about himself and being around people, he could turn invisible. Like, you can put a little more thought into this than just being like, well, this nigga can run fast. Cool. It's like
speedster.
But yeah, so the point is, the show is centered around dude that can time travel, accidentally jumps too far in the future. He meets himself in the future with a very somehow a more fucked up hairstyle than he already had. And his future self goes, hey, the world's kind of ending, but we could save this if you make sure your fiance doesn't die. Now, is that a little, you know, save the chili to save the world-ish of him? Absolutely. Shout to heroes. But the questions I want to pose to y'all is, if you found out from your future self that for sure, regardless of the world ending or not, just this part, you know for sure your partner, the person that you want to spend most of your time with, if not all, is going to die for sure on this day. And here you got to find some niggas in your country that you've never met before. You may have, but in your country, not like in your general state. Granted, the states are a lot bigger than fucking England, but you got to find 5 other niggas to make sure that your fiance, girlfriend, partner, person, whoever, doesn't die. And for some stupid ass reason, I'm telling my side of it right now as I ask this, he doesn't want to tell her that she's going to die. Do you tell your person, hey, I'm going to be a little irrational for a little bit because I'm trying to make sure that you don't end up, a t-shirt?
You know what? As you explained it that way, I think that's actually the way, because you're going to look real stupid if, like, she don't end up dying. Like, well, it got solved some other way, or got solved. I solved it real quick. Because what if we go through years of crazy stuff and then, like, she still die? Like, dang, I tried. Like I told you, we could have just been living here peaceful and trying to enjoy your last days. But I know we've been kind of occupied with this you not dying and all.
Okay. I guess it's a thing of like, and then let everybody answer first, I guess. But that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because like I feel like me and Kirsten kind of had this conversation a little bit because we watched the show together. I feel like I would want to tell the person, but I feel like they wouldn't believe me. It's like this person has schizophrenia. Like I'm probably gonna get like checked in somewhere if I am about in the future. But
that's definitely a movie, man.
But to be fair though, she did. I don't think there's spoiling, but she did learn of his power, right? Like it's pretty soon, so it wasn't like a thing. So in that sense, she might believe like, I mean, this dude can disappear in front of my eyes, so maybe he's telling the truth. But I still would be like, this person thinks I'm crazy. But to answer the question, I would tell him how it went after I told him. I don't know, but I would at least try to tell him. I mean, because I just feel like, I don't know. That's a tough one, but I would try to tell him. Sure.
How about you, Ray Duck?
I'm probably gonna go with the same, man. I'm probably telling her. But I did have that same thought that Adam had, that like once she saw that these powers were real, maybe she would like, oh, other shit is possible. Maybe this other shit he's telling me for like the last 2 months, like something might be true. This motherfucker can pop in and out of existence. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen this shit before.
Maybe life is not what it seems.
Maybe he's on to something. Yeah. So I'd probably tell her, because the real thing is like, is ignorance really bliss? Can you just let them, keep living and blah blah blah? But I think, especially if somebody wants to change or has been talking about change or got bucket lists, if you will. Now's the time to do it. So like if I let you know, like, yo, let's live this shit out, I would hope that she'd be, I think that's more motivation. I would hope it's more motivation knowing that like 2 years, think, well, like, 2 years, not very long.
It kind of brings up another. I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It kind of brings up another topic of like, can you change fate? Like, what if you go start trying to save her, and then the immediate thing that you thought was going to kill her, it starts looking like something else. Like maybe now this is about to kill her. Like
that butterfly effect. You're right. Everything you touch alters something.
Yeah. Because if it's really meant, I'm not trying to say like I'll be like, hey, it's meant for you. Like, I don't know. Can't really do nothing about fate, man. Really I don't have that superpower where I could change the future.
Right.
Yeah.
The term that I guess was like more recently used for this is a canon event. Like no matter what you do, some things just are going to happen and have to happen.
Yeah.
I'm with Adam and Aaron on this. Is that as soon as I get back, I'm telling you. as soon as I get back, I'm going blip. Yo, we gotta get to fucking work. I just saw me with some very bad choices going on, and in which I'm like, hey, I can time travel, and I couldn't time travel to some better fashion choices. And
hey, John, I like that. That's your that's the sound effect you make when you like respawn. Blip. I gotta figure out what what's my respawn. No, what's my respawn? I like that.
So I'm going I show back up and they're going like, yo, what the fuck was that? I'm like, hey, found out I could time travel. Shit was crazy. I don't know how I did it. But I just talked to me. That nigga was, crazy. You're gonna die in like 8 months. We gotta find these 5 niggas. Find me a piece of paper. We gotta go find McAdoo, Shank, and whoever the fuck else. And let's somehow scour the internet, find these 5 niggas in all of, I'm gonna say the Midwest because that's a little closer than England. Like we got to scour these 5 states and hopefully find these motherfuckers. so you don't, and I have no clue how finding them helps you from dying.
That's true. Nothing and nothing has encouraged people's productivity like crunch time. Like wait to the last minute on a paper. That's due at like 11:59.
That'll be messed up if you procrastinate about that. Like, I'm about to die, but like, give me another few days where we start doing this.
My check is coming in. I don't really have the gas money to go to Kansas right now.
Yeah, you always talking about this death stuff, man. Why you?
I'm waiting for the rice cooker to come. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get this shit going the right way. I just don't want this last meal to be right.
Like the new order of HelloFresh is on the way,
Yeah, I really don't want to like step out and then be gone when it comes,
But that said, I don't know if I will be able to hold that secret for long.
Nah.
Yeah, that'll be tough. Like, hopefully I could just get it done real quick and come back. Then tell her like that conversation will be crazy. Like you was about to die, but then I was like, what are you talking about, man? That's a nice dream.
Hey, can I switch it up real quick? Can I just add a little nuance real quick? Would your answer change if you couldn't save them? If you just knew when they were going to, would you still tell them? Or let them live in the ignorance is bliss life?
I think that's what I would tell them.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. My lady in particular is kind of not great for this question because she already has a whole lot of like mental and emotional challenges. And so I'm like, what I tell her? I'm gonna go, no.
That's right.
For her.
Okay. But because of that, I know there's nuance. That's why I added that, because sometimes ignorance is bliss and someone might be like, they might live more joyfully without, like, who knows how that will fuck up their mental. Not everybody just decides to turn it on overdrive and start living their life the way they want to. I felt like they should have when they get this info. So,
I mean, here's the thing. I would love to believe that if she found that out, and hopefully me saying this is not like an imposition on her. Who knows? She don't listen to the podcast no more. But I would hope that, that will make her go, well, since we got a finish line, take this the fuck up. But I don't know that it would, or if it would just give her a reason to go, well, now that we know, then let's just wait it on out and let it happen. And so I'm like, But in other scenarios, yeah, I'll definitely let them know because I think they would be a little scared to begin with, but then kind of just either go off the rails or kind of just really live it up at that point. Try to, check off as many things they can, like me personally, I would want to know. If someone had the opportunity to tell me when I was going to die, I would take that shit immediately.
Yeah, that's a good question because like I'm not an ignorance is bliss type person. Like I want to know, I want to know the truth. Like if it hurts, shit. So
and I'm cashing that shit in immediately. All of me not getting some of these choreography jobs, I'm going, bitch, I'm gonna die in 3 months. Put my shit on stage.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to work. You know, I'm not going back. If it's like a month, yeah, I'm not going back to work.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it's a month, it depends. I'm about to make the best fucking dance of my life, and then
I'm gonna get that next check with the last check. Make sure.
That's true. I'm gonna get that last one. But like I'm not actually running any goals or teaching any real thing at this point. We just going bowling, movies. Like we doing all kinds of fun shit for the next month. You know,
I want all the drugs.
It's not a single drug. I'm not gonna.
Like they always talk about.
We all gonna die in 3 days. We had 3 years.
The biggest drug. We died in
Here's the thing, though. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I heard this dude, like this random guy. He like this black dude that was like in business. But he was telling his story of how he used to be on crack, and he was saying like he made good money, but he was like, I'm spending all of this money on crack because that's how good it is. Like man, like and for me, I'm never gonna try it in my sane mind or anything. But when people talk about it, I'm like, dang. That must be like the greatest. And when we see what it does, people will do anything for it. So I'm like, that must be the greatest high on the planet. But they be talking about that.
Crack, meth, and black tar heroin have the
black tar heroin just sounds so funny. Damn, why? Yeah, it's so specific. It's like, yo, you got to get that specific kind. It's gonna change your life.
No, we ain't talking about no white cement heroin. We talk black, black tar.
That golden honey now. It ain't even. It's a waste of time. Yo, don't even waste your time.
Man, you don't want that. Purple Dream, you don't want none of that. Like, but no, if it's a short amount of time, or if I'm in like the last, like little bit of time, I got 3 weeks left. I'm like, somebody get me every drug, and we doing them day by day, so I can like write down my feelings.
That's a hilarious Make-A-Wish request. Like one of them athletes just show up with a bag of drugs. Hey. I want to meet Peyton Manning and have all the drugs.
Oh,
we
shit.
made it happen for you.
We ain't even thought about that. Oh, hell yeah. I want Leanne LaHavis to give me my crack. I want Janelle Monáe to give me my heroin. I want Tiana Paris to give me my what is it? What's another one? Give me my meth.
Ketamine.
Oh, ketamine.
Oh, the cat? Yeah, man. the cat against
Special K. Yeah. So It depends on how long I got to live. I would love you give me the exact date. Even if you can't give me the time, you'd be like, it'd be fun though if somebody give you the time but not give you the day. Be like, yeah, 7:47 someday. See,
that's the thing too, right?
Every day at that time, you just panic.
That's the thing about it. The more details you know, though, like, well, I guess it could backfire. Let's say you found out you or your partner were gonna die a painful death, a horribly painful death. And if you didn't tell them, some part of it would come out of the blue. It would be unknown and seemingly unaware for some moments, of course. But if you knew, you'd be there. There's the chances increase that you're gonna be worried and waiting the entire fucking time for this painful death. Or, like you said, ideally everybody just jumps in the overdrive and starts living their fucking life even more because the shit's about to end and end horribly.
Yo, like,
yeah. Go ahead. Thing, like, how if we're saying it's gonna be like mad painful or whatnot, my follow-up question is gonna be like, oh no, how? It's gonna be how long? If it's like mad painful for like 5 seconds, then I'm just going to, Peter Griffin that shit and beat the fuck out. But you're like, no, you're going to writhe in pain for like an hour or two. Then I'm going to be like, okay, tell me how so I can look out for that shit. Like, oh, you're going to get caught in a, Uzi fight, or somebody going to poison your Eggs Benedict or some shit. Like,
at your favorite restaurant, the one you go to all the time. The one you've had your best memories at, man. You had your best memories. That's when it's gonna come out of the blue.
If we're gonna be on this type of subject,
hold on, time out real quick, for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're gonna be like on the subject, does anyone have like a particular, method of death that they would not prefer? Yes.
Oh, not prefer. I was like, prefer.
For me, there's two that I just like. Just seems horrific to me. One is drowning.
That was one number one.
And then the other one would be burning to death, like in a fire or something. Mm-hmm. And like, those are the two things I would not want.
It's only because they're both extremely painful and extremely slow.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, another one that people don't really think about, honestly, has been, because in movies, they make it seem like it's like a 15-second ordeal, but being strangled to death.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 4 minutes to do that. Like you gotta, it's a process. I've never done it, but.
Or even like with the whole hanging thing, like your neck breaking is optimistic.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. You're going to sit there and just choke or be suffocated, basically.
Trigger warning. People. Shit.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking burning to death. Let's say like typically people die from the smoke before, while a part of your, like they'll suffocate from the smoke. I'm pretty sure. But
most asphyxiation,
but your leg might also be on fire while you're fucking. It's like, damn.
That's true.
Damn.
Yeah, any of those. Like I don't think being like old school poison. I don't really know that new poison works any quicker. But like I think about like King Joffrey.
That's the one thing that hasn't evolved. That's hilarious.
I just don't want to die slow. In general, I and the only kind of slow death that's not really slow I could get down with is going down on a plane.
I wouldn't want to do that one either.
Because when you
I would be completely fine with that. One, I know this is going to last all of 10 to 15 seconds maybe, depending on how high we are.
I don't know, because if you're like, say you're like 30,000 feet and like there's chaos, whatever, it takes a minute to get down because they're gonna try to save it. They're gonna try to save it. Yeah. So you got that going on, instead of just letting it go down. I don't know. I think just knowing that you're plummeting to the ground, and then not only that, but you got the panic of others around you just making it worse. Mm-hmm. I think that's what would make it terrifying. Because if it was just me on the plane by myself, it's like, it is what it is. But when you got 300 people screaming at the top of their lungs, it's like, to me, that makes it more like
it heightens it.
Anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
I can get that. And I do wonder, I don't want to be one of the niggas like, man, too, it was me. In my world though, I'm like, I can't, maybe in my own fucked upness, because I know how I feel about life, living, death, and all that kind of shit. I'm like, man, I think I'll laugh. I think I'm gonna laugh the whole time. In my mind, once I see the likelihood of us making it is just minimal, the shit has come out. People are trying to strap up, put the air compressor things on. I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna be cracking up I'm gonna be cackling. Hoping to God that I'm not on this plane by myself, that somebody I have or could potentially fuck is there, because I'm going, hey, they're sitting next to me, because my dick's probably coming out. And I'm going just what the fuck we gonna lose now? You want to die screaming, or you want to die with something in your mouth? Let's go.
Yeah. Do you want to die with some dignity? In the fuck
That would have been a title back in the day, like when we were doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dignity or dick. That's funny.
I don't know that I will be that influenced by that. But I could be. Who knows?
Being mauled is a terrible way to go too, man.
Oh,
I can see that too.
Mauled. Like, I don't care. I don't care if they go for your neck. I know, like, well, I saw a bear the other day. And then it just got me thinking, like, at this park that I walk with one of the guys I work with, just eating on berries and shit. Left a steamy pile of shit right in the road too. That was a disrespect. Just like 5 feet away, it moves 5 feet, takes your shit, and it keeps eating.
Was it a black bear? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it didn't give a shit about us. It was, as long as you keep a distance, you're usually pretty good when it comes to black bears.
Because brown bears are usually the more aggressive ones, right?
Yeah, actually, even polar bears too. Are like,
polar bears,
deadly.
Yeah, polar bears.
They're the ones that actually hunt. They'll actually hunt people versus like the other ones will just attack you, but they'll actually seek you out to eat you.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it got me thinking like cougars and stuff, and how like this by the time you've noticed that a cougar is there, it's already been hunting you for like 2 miles. Like it's already been like sizing you up, seeing like, is it worth the kill? And I heard this story recently of this guy like fighting this younger cougar that was like practicing hunting. And the ordeal lasted like 8 minutes of him protecting himself, this thing trying to like tear his chest up. They're falling down the hills. It's biting at his neck. He's stabbing it. 8 fucking minutes of this shit, man. Fuck that.
That's a long time. You mentioned like stamina about fighting a regular person earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was off camera, but still, I'm trying to imagine fighting a big cat, for that long. That's much harder than more likely. That's
terrible. Yeah. Getting mauled is, a lot of times they go for the jugular to end it quickly.
Yeah.
But if there's any part of me that is still remotely aware of this thing taking chunks out of me, man, I think I'm good on that. I think I'm passing on that.
Yeah. That's probably one of my biggest, I wouldn't even call it a fear, but I would just call it like a uneasiness about like, going hiking in certain parts of the country or world even. Mm-hmm. Like, in Asia, you got to worry about like jaguars and stuff like that, which is kind of the same thing, same idea. But here though, like you mentioned with the bears, is like me and Kirsten watched a lot of these shows that are like, they're kind of based in Alaska. There's a show called Port Protection that we watch. Mm-hmm. There's a show called Life Below Zero, but it has like these different versions of it, like and they constantly are coming across like bears and stuff. But I mean, no one's on those shows been attacked by a bear, at least while recording, at least. But it does just make you think, like, man, if I'm just on this trail, I mean, what's really stopping me from running into a bear? Nothing. Like Aaron you just said, like, granted, it was minding this business, but sometimes you just end up in the wrong place in the wrong time. It's like, damn.
Bro, you're right. Because like, and this is a park that's well populated. So the fact that says a lot too. Like, one, it's not scared. If it's out there with all these fucking people walking dogs and everything. Mama's probably close. And two, these are wild animals. This thing does not give a fuck about your feelings, about any type of loyalty. We ain't friends.
Instagram photos.
Yeah. We ain't friends, bro. It's if I don't eat you, you might eat me, and I'm hungry. I've been going. I went 2 days without eating. I'm hungry. Don't come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And speaking of that, like they don't like the wild animal thing. Like I see all the time, like someone's taking a photo in front of like a bison or something. Like just because they look big and slow, that don't mean it won't knock your butt over. It doesn't mean it won't charge you. Like if people like try to pet it and then they get charged, like.
Also, the disrespect. The fucking disrespect for shit like that. Get the fuck out of my face.
And they deserve it every time it happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never feel bad for people who get fucked up by animals in the wild.
Do they think that it's like, would they run up to somebody, a person, would they run up to a person with a fucking phone? Well, I guess they do with celebrities, but like you know the idea. But you know, like the idea, right? Like they would feel disrespected if somebody did that shit, but it's cool to do it to a motherfucking bison or a moose that will kill you.
Yeah.
Moose are dangerous as fuck.
They're huge.
Moose are terrifying to me.
Yo, by the way, did I mention this? I know we talked about like possibly like moving and living in Michigan for a little bit. But like northern Michigan, where we're looking, there's fucking bald eagles, moose, cougars, like pumas, possibly. I guess because it's close to Canada, and like they
see bald eagles around there.
I think they got bears up there too. I think.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, damn, that's new. I guess I just didn't think about that, man. But once again, wild animals. Like somebody posted a picture of a fucking puma that you just walking down the street. Walking past the grocery store. Like, what the fuck? Wow. Crazy.
I didn't know that.
I'm like, maybe maybe we should just start with Detroit and then see if we move up. You know what I mean?
Maybe I want to get a little more rural after that.
Yeah. I'm like, damn. It's all I gotta do is worry about somebody running in Nikes. I just gotta worry about Nikes there. I don't know, motherfucker. The actual thing that's on the shoe. I don't want to have to worry about the thing that's on the fucking shoe, dude. Crazy.
So to hop back on the subject of like future self and all of that, Aaron posed this question before in the chat, so let's throw this out there. And by all means, audience, I'm gonna make this a clip. I'm promising myself when this comes out, I'm gonna cut this question of a clip. I'm gonna break that promise most likely. If you could meet your 18-year-old self and you could only tell them 3 words, and I really wish we said more than 3 words, but 3 words, what would you tell them? Now, first one I'm going to say, buy Uber stock.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Buy, there's a lot of stock,
Yeah.
You could put
Lot
that
of stock,
18-year-old, buy Netflix stock would have been amazing.
Ooh, buy Netflix stock.
Even the big ones, like
I mean, Bitcoin is coming.
yeah, that one. Even Amazon, all those things that are big now that were kind of big then, they just get bigger and bigger. Like, pause, yo.
Let's see. I'm just throwing them out there at this point. I got a bunch of them now.
Yeah,
skate more, please.
I would probably say like stick with something like on another non-financial note.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's like stick with something for real. Like not stop. You haven't done it yet, but don't be jumping around from thing to thing every year or something.
Take a risk or take a chance. You know?
Yeah, definitely that. Like at a young age, you got time to do that. You got time to take chances and fail and all that type of stuff.
For me, like I would say too. We already said like the money thing. One would be save your money, just for obvious reasons, and then 2 would be stay on YouTube. And the reason why I say that is because often like kind of like when I'm trying to like hype myself up, I kind of think specifically with YouTube stuff. I often think about my different phases on YouTube, and I always think like, man, there wasn't really a phase where like I couldn't get some type of attraction. Like I remember maybe 2009, 2010, like back when I was making those like cardboard guns and stuff. And the robot and stuff. Like I had like before YouTube was what it is. I had like hundreds of thousands of views on those videos, but at the time it's like it didn't mean anything. So I'm like, well, whatever.
Because monetizing wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah. So then you fast forward to like when I got more into like woodworking. I didn't have like hundreds of thousands, but I have videos out with 50, 60,000 views. 5,000, 10,000 views, which. Again, that's not a huge deal, but if I would have just stayed consistent for all of this time, I could probably be making a living off of YouTube because I would have already built that foundation when YouTube wasn't even what it is today. That's so now I'm trying to get back on YouTube where I'm not going to say it's too late, but it just doesn't operate the same where like it's not as easy to kind of like grow your following unless you're just doing like these immaculate, amazing things. Because as we know, people just get more and more talented and more creative as time goes. So you have so much more competition now than you did 15 years ago. So that for me, that will be big. Or just documenting my art in general, like just document your art. You know, that's one. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. 3 words. Yeah, document your art. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Definitely got one about my relationship at the time. I got several. Relationships may change. Relationships don't last.
I'd be pissed if my future self said, like, relationships change, I knew that already. I'm just playing, man.
Yeah, bro. Hey, it don't always feel like it. It don't always.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, when you in stuck in a rut or whatever, it don't feel like it.
That's true though.
Or let go sometimes. You know?
I got one that my 18-year-old self definitely could have heard. Pussy will come.
I want to make sure my mic hears it. Hold on.
Is that a double entendre? What?
Oh yeah,
my future got
I ain't even thinking of that. Future got bars. That's great, bro. That's great. Yo, let's keep this shit coming. This is too good. Oh damn! Did I say coming again? Damn. Sticking with it.
Yeah, that would have been a big one for 18. In the weirdest way that I could possibly say this, Aaron was there when I lost my virginity. And
I remember that. I remember that.
That is a statement that kind of needs more context. But
exactly.
You know what? Here we go. Let me give 3 words. Let me give. I was about to say. Let me give 3 words to go along with that. I was supportive.
I was like, I'm gonna say this as weirdly as I can. But Carol, I hope you never listen to this. It happened in Aaron's basement.
Yeah.
And so this chick that I met on either Facebook or AOL Messenger. Surprisingly, it wasn't Black Planet. But yeah, met her on there, and man, oh man, I am not trying to shame anybody, but there are bottom of boots that have looked better than that shit. And so we all got to start somewhere. And hope she's well. Hope life is treating her well, by all means.
Yeah.
Don't remember her name, which is even worse.
You like that.
But yeah, so what was it? We met up and she lived next door to Aaron, which was the crazier part that I did not know until I met her in real life.
And I was like, I hope she don't just make this like a habit of coming by, man.
Oh man. It used to be times I would hide in Aaron's house because I wanted her to not know I was there. And then she would see me outside and be like banging on Aaron's door. Aaron was like outside. It was me, Aaron, Chris, and her, and we were all talking stuff like that. She said some shit to me about like, because I told her, I ain't never had sex before. She was like, "Oh, we can't let shit stay that way," and I was like, "Word." I don't.
We.
Like we. So she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Is anybody in the house?" I was like, "No." So we went into the basement. I took out one of my like crumbled up wallet rubbers.
There was no consultation with the people whose house it is. Like,
exactly. I was.
Is anybody in that house? Like, you mean their house?
I honestly don't remember if I went like, "Yo, Aaron, is it cool? Like, if I take Shorty on the base of the."
I remember, like, you and I gave each other a look, and I just remember nodding, like, "Do what you got to do." Kind of like not in agreement. But on her part, she didn't give a fuck whose house it was. She didn't give a like, you know what I mean.
Which I think it was even funnier to me than like thinking about it well after the fact. You live next door. Why didn't we just go to your house? Why do we have to do it here?
That is the $1 million question.
Unless somebody was in hers, though. That's my only.
True. Which I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
know. But yeah, so we did it. There, it lasted all of like 45 seconds. And the most terrifying part was the rubber came off inside of after I busted, and my whole life, all 18 years of it flashed before my eyes because I was like, "Oh fuck no! We gonna have fugly kids. I can't have this. I don't have this."
How did I fuck this up on my very first try? Yeah, that was a wild moment, man. That was funny. Hey, you know what though, man? That was the blessing of shift work, bro. That was the blessing of having a guardian who worked shift work. Man. You know, like at some time we felt like we could do whatever the fuck we wanted, man. There was just no rules. When she came home, everything was back to like library quiet.
Oh, absolutely. And so yeah. Oh man. She didn't get pregnant. My life is still fine.
That was good, bro. That's the kind of stories I want to bring up with these 3 words. That's great.
Go on, Steveland. But yeah, so I would love to go tell that little nigga right there who was just straight Sahara penis. Like, yo, greatness is coming. and greatness is coming in ample amounts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what else did I say to that nigga? Basketball is over.
Man, it was a lot of hours of basketball being played.
Just let that go.
In our
youth. I remember that summer where I broke 2 windows. Josh's house being one of them.
I was like, what's my house one of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was the other one?
The other one, remember that dude Miles?
Yeah.
His was the other one. And the funny thing is we rarely ever even went to his house, but the one time I was there, I made my presence known. But I'm trying to think how I think at that one I blocked somebody's shot and it hit the window.
And it just went that way, yeah.
I think at your house I threw this like dumb pass basically and it hit the window.
It's because you one of the hardest passers.
I mean, to be fair, the window was kind of asking for it to be right there.
It was always
next to
it wasn't a great place for us to play basketball right there.
No. It worked when we were like kids, but the older we got, the stronger we got. It's like,
right.
You know, it just like, it didn't work at that point. But
remember the one time, because my mom, after that shit, my mom was so angry about that window being broken that we had to like be more careful. So one of the times it hit the window and I knew she was gonna come, I laid down in front of it. To act like I jumped, but I missed.
Yeah.
And I waited on the ground till she got outside.
That's dedication, bro.
It's like
dedication.
It's like in sports when someone like they drop a pass, they do something like, and they act like they're hurt, like they catch it because I got hurt. Like,
that was major flop.
Yeah, that's funny.
Man, that's good. I know. I'm trying to think of 3 words like to describe like my surprise with some of the women I've met that I wasn't expecting. Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
As far as in that department, I would just say like shoot your shot.
There we go.
Some I've heard like people say or women say like you don't seem approachable. And I'll just be thinking like I'm harmless. Like I would welcome approaches. But for some reason I look intimidating on the street or something. I don't know.
No, I've heard that too. I mean, not necessarily from women per se, but just from like people in general.
Yeah.
Like even like people in like basically kind of really people in like my wife's family. Well, not to say that I'm not approachable, but they will assume that I'm not in a good mood or not wanting to talk or not accepting of conversation. I'm like, I mean, just because I'm not just aimlessly talking, it doesn't mean I don't want to talk per se. I'm just not necessarily a small talker, But if you have something to say, by all means, I mean, I'll talk with you. But if you want to talk about the weather, just stop. Like, don't even, we're not doing that. So
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I think we probably equated to about 25. Well, that's not 25 words a piece at this point anyway.
Right.
I'm gonna give one more for myself, man.
24.
And this is not just art, but I guess I would compare this or link this to just like growth in my life in general. Like just art is slow. Meaning like take the time to grow with it, not expecting to do whatever you jumping into to be from 0 to 100 and get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it fun, man. That too. There we go. Keep it fun.
Oh, that was another one. Learn grant writing.
There we go. I like that.
I wish I would have especially when I had like fresh out of high school academic brain, I would just learn that skill of like grant writing and researching. Then these times now of like trying to get shit funded would be much easier, and I wouldn't have such an aversion to anything admin related.
Yep. Although I'm sure you've used ChatGPT or at this point or heard of
a little bit, but not really, just because I don't have to do as much admin these days.
Okay. Yeah,
but I know it can be helpful.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been using it like when I was working, I would use it sometimes for like work related things. Like, for example, one of my responsibilities was like I would write the thank you letters, like to like there was like someone we worked with, another company. I would be responsible for writing them a thank you letter. Then it got to a point where like I'm gonna just use ChatGPT, like here, like write me a thank you, and I would just like, explain like everything, like write a thank you letter from one construction company to another, explaining X, Y, Z. 3 seconds later, then I just put in the
adjustment.
And then sent it out. Like
it's very helpful. Like the more you input into it, information, like it kind of like find
Yeah, it's like I know, like for me, like I think there's definitely a reason for. I get why people are kind of nervous of AI. I completely do, but for me, I'm like, okay, until AI does take over the world, I'm gonna just keep using it.
That's the thing. Like people only gonna use it to their advantage, and if you're not doing it, then they kind of have an upper hand in some situations.
But the main thing I do like feel against AI is trying to replace trying to replace people with actual creativity.
Oh yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah. Because I only saw the clip, but it's why the Hollywood strike happened and all that kind of stuff, which I completely get and advocated for. Was the whole thing of them trying to replace writers and workers with writers and actors, etc., with AI.
That's messed up.
And my big thing with that is just going like, Vince Vaughn said it in the Hot Ones interview recently, that production companies and all this kind of stuff they don't want to fund anything that doesn't have an IP already. that's why all these things like from our childhood and whatnot are just getting movies made out of them, or you get these like and some of them are good by all means. I don't know if y'all saw like I forget what network is doing it, but there's going to be an anthology series coming out based on a bunch of old PlayStation games.
Oh, dope.
Excellent.
It's being made by the same people that made Love, Death, and Robots.
I need a Twisted Metal. I need a Twisted Metal movie.
I think they got a show, don't they?
They do have a show with people die.
Okay.
And
I did see the. I didn't see it, but I saw it. I didn't feel like checking that.
Hopefully, it's good because I've been wanting them to make something.
I've never heard anyone talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't need him to. I needed. I don't know. I'll give it a chance.
Like for me, I'm like, I wish they would make. And I don't want to get off subject, but for me, I always thought Twisted Metal would be the perfect game to kind of come back in the world where like everyone does like the multiplayer. I just thought it would be kind of genius.
I think
that's a good point.
It did on PS3, but as far as after that, like it was.
I thought that'd be like the perfect type of game to do that.
Yeah, that's true though.
Customize the cars and do all do all the
like a team deathmatch or something like that.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that they haven't, to be honest with you. But
I mean, that's real. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, because of how popular the game is right now, they make a Wukong. I'm about to say a fucking name. Wukong movie. I don't know if y'all saw like the biggest game on the market right now is Black Myth Wukong on PS5. He's the Chinese mythological Monkey King that like Goku is based on and all that kind of stuff.
I just saw a bunch of videos on that.
It looks fucking gorgeous.
He's like summoning monkeys and
his whole thing is like
I think it was like a glitch or something where they were summoning a bunch of monkeys. It was like dropping down and beating up a boss.
Like the whole lore is like he's this character that's like mad aloof. He can make like 70 something clones of himself that are just as like they're just as like smart, powerful, etc. as him. Like there's no variation in his clones of himself. He has like 7 levels of immortality. Like it's all this other kind of stuff. Like he's like this real OP ass character from Chinese lore. But there's a game on PS5 about him right now that's like making the rounds and doing really well. It looks so good that I won't watch videos of it and I don't even own a PS5. I'm just like, someday I'm gonna play this and I don't want any part of the sport.
But you know what? Netflix is really doing that already, like a lot, or started doing that, like making a bunch of series and movies from games.
Yeah,
and I was gonna say like Netflix actually uses algorithms to make content. Like they take buzzwords and things. Separate things like whatever for instance for a kid's show like butterflies, like we get a lot of hits on that like word and put another word together and just create a series off of that because they know people or kids are gonna watch it. Like so they just kind of like pretty much using AI and the algorithm to create new things that they know are gonna be profitable, which is smart.
Yeah,
like
it is. At the same time, when a lot of it just ends up, I can't talk about kids programming, but a lot of programming ends up being a little trash, just because it's kind of just repeated formulas.
Yeah, I was just using that as an example, but they do it a lot in movies, and I guess it's like when in sports they try to put together a super team just based on these stats. Well, this person has whatever, a lot of home runs. This person gets on base and you think that it's just going to work because of statistics. Like a lot of sports is statistic based right now, like where they just be like,
what keeps people in the seats doesn't necessarily win.
Or the formula is not really put into account of like chemistry and stuff like that. Like So,
right.
That's something that humans do.
Like
creativity is key, man.
Well, looks like we've hit that bottom like good pussy. So let's go ahead and sign out, fellas. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Nope.
Let's go, Colts.
It's always
about to
nice.
start back up.
Free word. It's always nice.
I'm about to pay attention this year.
On that football tip, did y'all watch that Colorado North Dakota game or the highlights of it anyway?
Nope. Yeah, I know college just started, but
I saw the score, so I'm assuming it was a good game.
It was quite insane.
Wait, what was it? Who did they play? Colorado?
North Dakota, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
North Dakota State or something like that.
Yep.
And I don't care anything about college football like that, but I started watching last year with the whole Deion Sanders thing, and so I was like, oh, okay. I saw it pop up. I was like, let's watch this. Man, that shit was insane. One dude, one of the wide receivers, I think it was, the pass he caught for the touchdown, Drew was literally like this around him.
Travis Hunter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's nice.
He is. Yeah. And they said, I saw a clip later on that was like, hey, what was going through your head when you caught that? And he was like, Shador was like, don't be no bitch because you didn't catch it the last time I threw it to you. So you better catch it this time, motherfucker.
That's a cool way to say have a short memory of your mistakes. Hey, by the way, I know it's kind of off subject, but I be watching Cam Newton play people on Madden and NCAA. They be talking a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
he plays Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. He be killing them really, but it's kind of entertaining.
Yeah, Cam is just a funny dude to listen to.
Yeah, I watch his 4-for-1 clips all the time.
Yeah.
His outfits are ridiculous.
His hats and stuff.
Did y'all know more about football than me? I only know what clips I see and whatever fucking hat adjacent piece of clothing that nigga wears. Did y'all know this nigga was the same age as us?
That makes sense, yeah.
Pretty much.
I thought that motherfucker was 47.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, it's certain athletes that I just always remember being the same age as us, like KD and D Rose and them type of people. Now
that trips me out, and I don't know why. Like it's something about when people hit a certain level of whatever, like sports prestige or fame or something like that, they reach a certain place in my head as far as like what they go. I forget we're the same.
I just more so be thinking how young like the new stars are, like.
I know,
like who you was just talking about, like Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders, like they young as hell, like compared to us. It's crazy
like
to think 21.
About.
Yeah, that's wild.
Born in the 2000s.
Yeah, anytime I hear somebody say something about like, born in 2006 or something like that, I'm like, damn,
for me,
what the hell?
For me, the marker is always like September 11th, like. If you were born after September 11th, I'm like, you are a child, basically. I mean, it's just no excitement, and that's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I mean, of course,
you've only ever known the world. Yeah, but I'm saying like you've only ever known the world post 9/11.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, if I just be thinking like, if you're younger than my little sister, who's 9 years younger than me, like you super young.
Yeah. But all right, we love y'all. We appreciate you. You know where to write us, Informilly Honest Podcast at gmail.com. That's ILLY Honest Podcast at gmail.com. Thank you for our sponsors, all 0 of you. Please write us. Please get to us. We know we haven't put up a clip in a while and all of that, but that's gonna happen at some point in life, and you're gonna get over it. We still appreciate all of you who have rocked with us since 2020, and we love and appreciate y'all more than I could say. That's all I'm going to keep on saying. I don't care if I said it earlier. I'm going to repeat myself. We love and motherfucking appreciate you. So I did not look up new C words today, so you're going to get what you're going to get. However many times you count your blessings, whatever love and relationships you cultivate in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you attempted to crash out, we hope, implore, and empower you. Keep it vulnerable, keep it forthright. Keep it vulnerable, keep it forthright, and do your goddamn best. Please keep it motherfucking honest. We love and appreciate you. It's the Informilly Honest Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
Free word sponsors coming soon.
Bet it up.
Thanks for listening.
Four brothers from the Miller neighborhood of Gary, Indiana. Four brothers from the Miller neighborhood of Gary, Indiana.